inspiring is that no matter what happened, even it happening again to you, you got right back up. You said, "Fuck you, bitches! I'm starting again." And I think that's like amazing. It's not something many people could do. Many people hide behind, "I'm depressed now. I don't want to do anything now." And it's like you looked at depression and said, "I don't think so. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do." And I think you've even inspired me so much. It's amazing.
I really appreciate that. And I mean, my mindset combined with massive action and, just taking care of my health on another level after that, I mean, really got me to where I was. Even when I was in the hospital, they, they have you on morphine. You're in and out of consciousness all the time. They get you hooked on it and then basically say, okay, we can do one of two things. So the amount that we're giving you, you can cut cold turkey and you're probably going to have withdrawals like, someone on heroin, like it's not going to be pretty. Or we can put you on another drug, wean you off this, and then we'll have to wean you off that later. I think it was called methadone. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. Like I already have this problem. You guys gave me it.
And you're going to give me another problem. Yeah.
And that's not a thing. And I had bleeding in my brain at the time.
Uh,
And so they kind of laughed at me because I said, well, I have this water and I'm going to drink it and it's going to help me cut cold turkey. They thought it was crazy. They're like, this is going to happen. And basically, I drank this water right here. It has molecular hydrogen in it. So basically, you drink the water and it's hydrating you way better than other water. And the reason why is because the molecules are a lot smaller, so it's penetrating your cells, and you don't have any of the fluoride or arsenic or all the other stuff that's normally in water, whether it's tap water, even, bottled water. And within, I think it was a week, I was completely off. I didn't have any withdrawals. I had maybe a few headaches here and there and sweats, but it wasn't anything, extreme.
well, I think that number one, some people are just predispositioned to be addicts. And I think that when you make it your moral choice to not be that, you won't be. Like my dad, he's not bad. And like you, they had to operate on his back, so he was on stuff. But if you make that decision and you don't have that predisposition, it's not going to happen. I think that uh, you with the water, for example, you put everything into this water, and symbolically, it's almost like this is my, I can do it. And again, you're, "Fuck you, bitch." Like this, I want you to raise that and be like, "Fuck you, bitch." Like that's your, there you go.
Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, there you go. So that is like your symbolic, like, you want to tell me I'm going to have withdrawal? I don't think so. And I think that's amazing because you just put it somewhere else, but into something not harmful, and you were able to just go, uh-huh. I love that so much.
And I mean,
Like,
who doesn't drink water, right? It's like
exactly.
it's something everybody can benefit from because a lot of people are dehydrated and
Hey,
malnourished
yes,
because of the
yes,
stuff
yes,
they put in
yes.
our food and all that stuff. So it's like, drinking the water, I have more energy. I used to live off coffee and energy drinks, when I was doing the
Really?
door-to-door thing.
Well,
Well,
okay, you were
I,
up all the time though.
I didn't know any better. I was working 19, 20-hour days, and my boss would run us literally like what do you call it? Like a sweatshop. It was crazy. It's crazy
What
what
type
I've gone
of
through.
what type of goods, like what type of business were you in before you decided to create like this entrepreneurial marketing genius of the Walking Legend?
So I was selling indoor air purification systems. And in that presentation, we would say, what are three things that you need to live? Food, water, and air. So in my head, I was like, this is something I have to be involved with. And the beauty of it was before my accident, I actually had the machine that created this water, but I wasn't selling the product really. You know, I'd sold a few people, but I was more focused on, building my door-to-door business, teaching my guys, making, money off them and helping them make money. Uh, just like one of my friends, you could look him up. We call him the deafpreneur because he was sent into my office and my boss pretty much said, "Hey, I'm giving you a promotion and you and me are 50-50 partners now. You have to go in and fire this deaf kid." And I said, "Okay, I'm gonna go and talk to him." And then I talked to him, I got to know him. His name's Spence Martin. And basically, after talking to him, I looked at his weakness as a strength. I was like, he can inspire so many people. And I said to my boss, give me a week with this guy. And if I can't get him to produce, like, I'll fire him. And within a few days, like, he was making sales and, even hitting, like the charts. It's something
Wow.
that he never did before because, as one person said, he doesn't listen. I mean, another person looked at that as, oh, that's a strength, not, a weakness.
Wow. Wow. So I guess I want to go into the next part of everything, cyberbullying, because we talked a little bit about that. So I guess you start, share with people your experience and, what is happening to you, as of right now with what people are writing to you. Because it's not okay, and you deserve a voice on it. A lot of times people try to muffle me and say, "Oh, you should just take it. You're a public figure." And it's like, then you should be able to take when I say go suck your own dick, right?
Yeah,
You should.
100%. And it's like, as I was saying before, they're just going off the perception and then basically
Mhm.
making assumptions about you or me from
Yep.
whatever they see on social media. But they don't realize is there's a big difference between reality and what we put on social media.
Yes.
Not saying that we're faking it or being somebody we're not, but there's two sides of us. It's almost like a professional wrestler. You have somebody like the Undertaker, somebody that most people know. He's one person in public compared to who he is when he's performing,
When
basically.
you're on, you're on.
Yeah.
I think, what's her name? Hunger Games, Jennifer Lawrence. A lot of people were mad at her a while ago because she was out with her boyfriend, at dinner, and fans came by and they were like, "Oh, can you sign this?" And she said, "Hey, oh my God, you're watering."
Hey,
she
water's
said,
life.
she said, "Hey, I'm off. I'm not acting right now. Just go." And the big headline was, she's nasty to her fans. No, when she's chilling, and it's like, how dare you disrespect her space? If you want her to be good, then you need to let her mentally heal. Because when we're on, even right now, I'm gonna decompress when I'm done because it takes a lot out of you. It's a live performance, nonetheless. So yeah, I think you've hit it best when you say, there's reality and then there's what they see.
Yeah, 100%. And they don't know what we go through on a day-to-day basis. Forget the haters, just the things you had to go through to
Yep.
even get to where you are now. You have
Yep.
to grow. It's not like, you
Yep.
know, you went to bed one night and woke up the next day and here you are here. You had to go through a lot of ups and downs, almost like a chart within, Forex or, the markets. Most people just go, okay, it was at here and it went through the roof, like, Bitcoin or whatever. They don't see all the little ups and downs that led up,
Yes.
to that big
Well,
up spike.
okay. I mean, people with the markets with Robinhood, they don't really see what they did. Like, with GameStop, which I actually agree with GameStop, you made their stocks go up, down, up, down. That affects the gaming market. Holy shit, that makes everybody's stocks go down. But these people, they premeditatedly did this on Reddit, and it's like, nobody should have this power. Nobody should be able to do that because you love GameStop? Okay, you just made their stocks go fucking down, which means that globally that affects their sales, what they can buy. I mean, everything is a domino effect, and the internet makes everything seem so fantasy, right? Like everything's perfect. Like, oh, we're live. It was so simple to join, but was it so simple to join? We had to plan this together. We had to, remind people. We had
Promote.
to create like promotions. Just communicating with one another. Like, it's not that simple. It's simply not. And that's a very key point, poignant actually, I believe.
Yeah, 100%. People
So,
don't realize unless they've already been through that experience,
yep.
or even, I mean, for us, it's normal because I go live all the time. But somebody who's
Mm-hmm.
never been live, like you get anxiety. You're thinking, what if I forget what I'm talking about? What am I going to talk about? You
Well, I
know?
think Barbara Streisand, she gets nervous every time she goes on stage, which is why she doesn't like to perform. So, you know, I think being a little nervous is good too. Like, being scared, like admitting you're scared is good. Being a little, uneasy, I think is good because it makes you think about what you're saying and what you're doing. Very important. All right. So, everybody down below, if you have any questions or want to ask the walking legend anything, definitely ask. Let's see. We got, oh, the feed is incredible. Let's see. You can also swipe up and see any you would like to answer too.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
hard to see it because they just come in so fast.
Lillee should buy a filter. I think you should buy a filter. You have no profile picture. I don't like you anyway. Next,
Here come the
please,
haters, but that's okay
please,
because
please
haters
open
make
your
us
boots.
famous.
Feed is incredible. Showing vulnerability. Ah, this is true. Vulnerability is something that, okay, I was pre-diabetic when I was younger, and I used to get picked on because I had a patch on my neck, and, I was puffy. And I grew above that and beyond that. So I was vulnerable to share that. And you know what happened? That got turned into I'm lying. That patch was put there on purpose.
Yeah,
Like
see,
my pain is your amusement. Thank you.
it's crazy. It's like,
Yeah.
people were brave enough or stupid enough, whichever, perception you have, to comment and say, how much did they pay you to fake this? As if somebody hit me up, said, hey,
On
I,
purpose.
I have
Wow.
this perfect persona of you. You're gonna fake it and we're gonna pay you X amount. Like I do act, but acting in that point where you're faking a
Ugh,
disability, like,
I'm so mad for you. Like, honestly, anybody who has the fucking audacity to even say that to you, I mean, you made the choice, with physical therapy. You made the choice to drink your water. You made the choice to create this brand. You made the choice to be right here today, with your hat, with your ring, everything. You made that choice. Could they? Could they ever survive that? No. The truth is, not one of them, not one iota of them could ever go through what you, or in your extreme case, what you have gone through at all. So, no, no, I hate them all.
100%. And most people would give up. Like my
Yes.
my own dad told me, like, I don't know how you do it. He's like, if I went through that, like, I would probably give up. So when people come to me and complain about their day-to-day problems, or
It's like, okay.
I have anxiety or whatever, not to be an asshole, but I'm like, okay, it's kind of all in your head because I went through all this. I had that. I overcame it. I was on I forget, Ritalin. I was on Ritalin before my accident, and while I was in the hospital, they cut me cold turkey off that. So all I was doing is, drinking the water. And how I heard about the water is my friend Josh Quay, his dad was given 2 weeks to live, and we basically found out about the water and was like, what do we have to lose? He's already been given 2 weeks to live, and he started drinking the water, and within a month he was still alive. 2 months, he was still here. He lived for 3.5 years on top of what the doctors gave him. So
Wow.
when I saw what it did for him, I was like, I have to share this with people because you never know whose life you're going to impact. Just like with my story, somebody could be in a similar situation or even know somebody who's gone through stuff that I've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
And this could be the difference of them, deciding to uh, live to fight another day or take their life or give up on their dreams or whatever, right? You don't know who you're going to
Shani,
impact.
Shani would like to know particularly what type of water would you recommend?
All right, so what I recommend is called electrolyzed reduced water, or Kangen water is also a name. And the reason why it's called Kangen is it means return to origin in Japanese. So if you go to Japan, there's like these mineral pools. They call them miracle pools. There's
Oh, yes.
stories of
I've seen a
people going
documentary on
there.
it.
Yeah, there's stories of people
They
sitting in
heal.
these miracle pools and healing their body. So basically the owner of the company found out about these miracle pools and found a way to build a machine so that people could have that on their counter or even under their sink and have that water every day. So it balances the pH of your body, because most of us are very acidic, and being acidic causes, aging, cancer, diseases, and, other things that I won't say on the live that we're going through as a nation right now, you know?
Why can't you say it?
Oh, just I've been kicked off live for saying coronavirus before.
What? But I
Yeah,
have so many videos talking about donating to hospitals for the COVID, and no, you're not going to be kicked off.
yeah, I
No,
I got kicked off in the
please
past, so I mean I'm still here. That's a good sign. But basically, I mean,
please
y-
be vocal on it. You know, people must be educated about COVID because in New York, cases go up, they go down, they go up, but truthfully, I believe they're up. You know, when I go into CVS over here and I see that it's empty, I know imports are there's a problem. More people need to be vocal and wearing a mask. People are not around me. It's very dangerous, really is. I can't believe somebody would kick you off for spreading the truth. I mean, I don't understand that.
and I think the beauty, I mean, it's not a good thing that, people are getting COVID and stuff. I've had friends that have got it and luckily came out on the other side okay. But one thing it did is it was a wake-up call for everybody. Anybody that didn't really care about their health, especially as, younger people, we don't think about health problems, and we kind of have a reactive situation. It's like, okay, if something bad happens, then I'm going to do something about it. Otherwise, I'm not taking a proactive approach and preventing. So, I mean, even by drinking the water, you have a 1% advantage of, having better health, having more energy. What's wrong with that?
So, my grandpa and great grandfather, they had special rings that would be almost like spiritual. Can you like explain what the meaning is on your jewelry that you're
Yeah.
wearing?
So this is a lion. So it has a diamond in his mouth. I don't know if you can really see it.
No, it can.
So that, to me, is because I also have a lion on my arm.
Oh, neat work.
So this ring and this tattoo kind of go together. So basically, I knew a guy named Billy Johnston. He's no longer here. He was one of my mentors, and before my accident years ago, taught me how to bodybuild. And I really believe that he took me, from being a little boy to a man, and instilled things within me. How to treat women, how to hold yourself, how to dress, a lot of things, and also being yourself, because there's so many people out there trying to copy, their favorite celebrity, because we live in this flex culture, right? Some people are spending so much money on trying to look a certain way on social
Yeah.
media because they saw somebody else do it, and going broke in the process, just trying to keep up with the trends. I need these millionaire sunglasses, and then all of a sudden they can't pay their rent, or whatever. So basically, this ring is the same as this tattoo, and you can see there's like a blood teardrop, and it's because unfortunately he had his life taken. He was outside of a hotel, and basically somebody who was getting initiated into a gang was told to stab the first, African American person they saw, and that happened to be him. And he was going to school to change his life to become a social worker. He had gone through things in the past with, drug addiction, but he was on the right path to changing his life. He had got clean, and now he was taking his weakness and turning it into a strength to help other kids so that they didn't have to go down, the same path. And so the lion, I mean, just represents me as a man, and my spirit animal is also a lion. So
My spirit animal's an owl.
how
I
come?
like I like how their heads go 360. It's like I'm always watching you. A lot of people play me as a stupid. Aries are the smartest. What can I say?
I'm a Cancer.
I get along very well with cancers. My mom is a cancer. You know, uh, misunderstood sign. People who are tenacious and no matter what, always will come on top. But they're always seen as like, people you could push over and stuff. And it's like, no, I don't think so. You're the walking legend. So
100%.
one thing I've been dying to ask you, I know it's gonna come like totally left field. Um, what would you say is like the best workout move for somebody who's more solitary and doesn't really like move around a lot? Since you're into bodybuilding.
You mean from home or at the
Yeah,
gym?
yeah, home. Like
Hmm.
the best, like most effective, like you'll see results since you're into that stuff.
I would I would have to say I don't know if you've ever heard of it. But one thing I use is called an ab lounge because of my current situation. I can't
Hmm.
just do sit-ups on the floor because number one, I mean it hurts your back to do it. So
Oh
I use
God,
something
you with
called an
sit-ups.
ab lounge, and it's basically like a chair that sits like this. So you sit in it
Uh-huh.
and you can go back like that, and it
Oh,
supports your back completely. And so it's not just working the front of your abs, it's working your obliques and everything. I used it back in high school, and I mean, I'm not making any claims, but these were my results. So basically,
no,
I used
good.
it back in high school, and I went from, not having any six pack back then to literally it was probably between 3 and 4 months to having, full blown six pack.
Wow.
And I wasn't eating any different or anything like that. I was just using that 10 minutes a day.
Probably, the working out is good for your spine with you walking and stuff because if your core is strong, you could at least support yourself up a little bit more. Me with sit-ups, my weight is not evenly distributed, so my feet come up. I have to use a weight on my feet. So I think my favorite would be, do you know star planks?
Not ex
Okay,
I know what
so
a plank is.
okay, so
So
I can't do a normal plank because I have an ulnar nerve problem. So I do just like this, and regular, and you just put your hands under and then back up. It's really good again for the obliques, middle abs, everything. But damn, those sit-ups, no,
yeah,
no, sir.
I remember having to do those in like high school in gym class, and it was, like the worst experience.
Yes, I actually had to do the same thing in ninth grade before deciding to do online. And, the pacer test, the sit-ups, the push-ups and everything. Um, the one thing that always bothered me, I know might come out weird, I don't feel like people put in 100. Like, I honestly took it very seriously. I was pre-diabetic and all this stuff. So, like, working out and eating right was important to me. And these bitches could care less. And it's like, I don't respect that. I
I mean,
simply don't.
health is wealth. I saw a question pop up earlier and I haven't answered it. So someone asked me, would I ever go vegan? And it's funny they asked me that because I did that, I think it was about a year ago. I only lasted probably about a month, and then it was literally right before, yeah, it was right before I got in the second car accident. And then basically I went to see my grandma. So my grandmother, she's going to be 103 in
Ooh,
June.
okay.
So I
Claps to that. Claps. Mm-hmm.
so
Okay.
at that time I think she was either 101 or 102. And basically even though I was in extreme pain, I just been in a car accident. I was like, I can't miss her birthday. Like I can't do it. I have to force myself and do whatever it takes.